get it going.
Yep. It's been about a year since I joined this.
Yeah, it's been a while. Here, cheers, man. Good seeing you, dude.
Cheers. Good to see you too. It's been a minute. I missed the draft. Thankfully, I didn't get roasted by you in person.
Yeah, you didn't have too many bad photos, actually. So I had to like paint the picture on the frat boy.
Oh yeah, you really are. Yeah, I was framed for that. That was at QVC. I was forced to take a photo.
Gotcha. Too funny. Yeah, no, I was going through everyone's social media. Like I have some photos of like people in the league that are like bad photos. So like, I was like, I can't dog them like too bad. So I just was like, anything that they've ever posted on social media, they were cool with at one point.
Yeah.
So that's why I was just like, I'm gonna find.
I think that's a fair line. If you're putting this out in the world yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
People bring it up.
So you doing the selfie stick and everything, I thought was fair game.
Yeah. That should have never went up.
But
hey, I was proud of where I worked at the time. So
can't complain.
Yeah.
But all right, bro. Let's get into it.
Yeah. Let's rip into it.
Obviously, first things first. The trade.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna preface this with one question, and then you just run with it.
Sure.
How did it happen, and how did it play out?
Yeah. So how it happened, Michael, I believe he's the new person in the league, right? Yeah. So he reached out to me on the side maybe like 2 weeks ago, bringing up like a trade idea. Didn't really work out. Then we reinitiated that trade idea. Got to talking a little bit. The original offer was something totally different.
Okay.
He was trading me Melvin Gordon and who else from his team? Yeah, Melvin Gordon and James Conner for, I think it might have been, it was not Debo. The other shitty Colts receiver that I had, his name slipped in my mind. Pittman.
With Pittman Jr.
Yeah, exactly. There's not even a reason to remember that name. Pittman and then some other like random ass player. Elijah Mitchell actually, who was on IR. So it was a 2-for-2 swap. He was going to get an IR player, and I guess what you could call my wide receiver 2. I was going to get his RB2 and Melvin Gordon. Wasn't too into that. I didn't see like a super high amount of value in it. James Conner isn't having a good season by any means, right?
Yep.
So I came back with another trade idea. And I was playing around with the trade calculator, seeing what's fair, because originally he sent me a screenshot of the trade calculator showing it was fair. So I'm like, all right, this guy's line. Like, if it lines up in the computers, he might pull the trigger on it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I put something together. I'm like, Debo not having a great season up until that point, and then last week he goes off, and then Pittman in the gutter. The trade looked fun and added up on the computer, but on the other side of that trade, I was getting Rashad Bateman and Jonathan Taylor and Travis Kelce.
Yeah, so when you proposed that, did you think he was going to accept it?
Not really.
Yeah. There's no way.
No. If I'm being honest with you, no, not really. I thought it was a shot in the dark, but I'm like, fuck it. My season's already in the toilet, so let's take a shot in the dark. He was hype about it. He obviously has some really deep convictions that Jonathan Taylor's going to be an absolute bust this year.
And
I think otherwise.
Well, that was kind of wild. I was going to bring that up too. But before let's bring that one up. You brought up the stats from Jonathan Taylor's previous 2 years or 3 years. I forget what it was. But the first 4 games, it's pretty much been abysmal for him in comparison to the numbers we're used to. So when do you think, now he is sitting out this Thursday, it's a shortened week, it's a mid-ankle sprain, it's not like anything, it's probably just precautionary. How do you see the rest of Jonathan Taylor's season unfolding?
Yeah, well, like you said, this week he's out, unfortunately, so I'm in the shit once again. But I think he comes back strong. I think Frank Reich and the Colts are going to be like, hey, we know one thing that definitely works on this team. We're playing like shit. Let's go back to it. Let's go back to a good run game around Jonathan Taylor, loosen up Matt Ryan, allow him to get time in the pocket, allow him to hit Pittman, and that offense should be firing on all cylinders. It all comes out of their run game around their star player.
So Do you know the Colts record? I don't off the top.
It's something abysmal. I mean, I know they lost their last 3, I believe. It might be like 0-3-1.
Right, because they tied the first one.
Yeah.
Okay, so the only fear there would be when does the season get chalked and when do they try to preserve Jonathan Taylor? If they don't have playoff hopes going into week 8, week 9, where it's all right, the season's kind of a wash. That's where you kind of might fall into trouble. Mm-hmm. But on the flip side of that coin, let's say they get it together. Let's say they start to make a push. It's going into midseason. I still want to say it's early season. Considering everything.
Yeah, we're at the 1 quarter mark.
Exactly. So let's say they start firing on all cylinders, like you said. I don't think they'll ever be a perennial team that's going to be like the Monstars type of team. But I do think they have a shot at sneaking into the playoffs, and that's where it could really benefit you, where Jonathan Taylor is needed for that productivity, because then they're going to make that late playoff push. It'll be interesting to see what the next couple of games will be for the Colts to see how that one plays out.
Yeah, I agree. Plus, they're in one of the weakest divisions in the NFL.
Yeah,
I mean, the Texans are shit. The Titans showed some grit against the Raiders. Derrick Henry finally went off. But that's not going to be consistent.
So that perfect segue talking about Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and now with the later developments, hindsight's always 20/20. Javonte Williams went down.
Yes.
So that helps Mike out with his. That escalates Melvin Gordon into RB1. That's going to get him a lot of points. But I still think he failed to trade just off of value alone. If you came at me saying, excuse me, I want Jonathan Taylor.
Yep.
There's nothing in my mind. Literally, I wouldn't accept anything less than Derrick Henry from you.
Yeah.
I would have been all right, you want Jonathan Taylor, I want Derrick Henry.
I mean, he's a blue chip player. He can put up 30 points any given week.
So, that's the thing. That's where, and then you, also acquire Travis Kelce.
Yeah, which is,
the
tight end one.
He's the standard. Obviously, Mark Andrews, but he gave me a 3.5 point game this previous fucking week. Sorry. But the standard of their positions, the running back and tight end. So, from a value standpoint alone, I think Mike could have done so much better. You answer this for me. Would you have given consideration to give up Derrick Henry for that of a Jonathan Taylor?
No.
Why?
At that point, no. I mean, I think Jonathan Taylor is going to be a lot better throughout the season, but I also see Derrick Henry following that same curve overall.
So let me reverse the question.
Yeah.
If you were in his position, whereas he had, you were approaching him for the trade. If he had Derrick Henry and you had Jonathan Taylor, and he wanted Jonathan Taylor, would you settle for anything less than Derrick Henry?
Probably not. I mean, we could probably come up with a trade involving Travis Kelce and maybe a top wide receiver or one of the top quarterbacks in the league. I'm not sure who he has a quarterback, but I'm down to Carson Wentz right now. So that would be another need for my team getting filled.
Fair point. So then, last thing on the topic, it was just such a wild trade, man. What would you grade yourself for what you received in that trade, and then what would you grade Mike?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we'll really know until the end of the season, obviously. I'm gambling hard on Taylor. Kelce's in the bank. That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I think I won that trade.
I think everyone thinks that.
Yeah.
For value alone, again, hindsight's 20/20. If shit goes right for Mike to and it benefits his team, all good and dandy, good for Mike. But in the heat of the trade, it was bam. I told you, I was like, dude, I'm staring at it in between texting you. I was literally looking at my phone. And I did. I was like, I might need this. I was like, dude, there's no, because you're in my division. That was Mike getting ragdolled. And I was like, dude, you know what? If I made it possible for everyone in the league to veto, no, not one trade would happen. Literally not one. You hear horror stories from everyone in other leagues. But in a league where only the commissioner gets that option to veto, if you get dogged in a trade, anyone, and this goes for anyone, if you get dogged for a trade, it is on you. So
that's you at home. Listen up.
In my regard, you got one over on Mike. Who am I to step in between that and like not let it happen?
Yeah,
I don't think that's right, and that goes for anyone. Again, but
we'll ultimately see. I mean, I got Rashad Bateman as a sweetener, and actually, I think I might have sent Damian Harris too. I'm mixing up trades from these.
Yeah.
But,
how many have you been?
5 this year.
That's where we stop that question.
Yeah,
I don't need to know
exactly.
any more than
and I'm doing better in all my other
Are you
ones.
really?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't have a losing record in all my other ones.
We'll get there. We'll get to it. But talking about losing records, we'll flip it.
Sure.
I asked you to think about the top 5 teams in our league today. This could be purely speculative record. It could be talent. It could just be a mixture of things. Who were your top 5? And if you can, I would appreciate if you did it from 5 to 1.
Yeah, sure. So this might surprise you, but Jared is out of the top 5.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's coming in at number 6.
Okay, I was going to say start with that.
Yeah, so sorry, Jared, you're off to a 4-0 start, but I think it's just a hot streak, man. If we're going 1 through 5, let's reverse it. Let's go 5 up to 1.
Yeah, okay.
So I would say Jonah is number 5.
Okay, and on each one, just a quick tidbit as to why.
Yeah, he's 1 and 3, but he's putting up some of the highest point totals in the league. He's doing everything right. He seems to be starting the right people week to week. He's just getting clubbed by like the fantasy gods over and over again. So I think that production is going to keep up for him.
That's the first time I'm actually seeing the numbers. He has 541.
Yes,
which is 20 points. 21 points higher than the next closest. And his points against is 549.
Yeah.
God bless you, Jonah. I'm sorry, dude.
So I think he's one of the unsung heroes of our league.
Okay, so 5. I think that's fair. I think that's more than fair.
Yeah, and this also might surprise you, but Mike's team.
Okay.
Look at those point force on him too.
Okay.
He is right there with Jonah. So I'm putting Mike at the number 4.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Jonah at 5, Mike at 4.
Yeah, and honestly, they would be higher if their records reflected it.
Gotcha.
But we got some better records out there.
Okay. I think that's all.
Yeah. From there, I would say it's between Logan and Kenny.
Okay. Gotcha.
And that's more of a toss-up. So
gun to head, you got to pick.
Yeah, so I would put Logan at the number 3,
Okay.
Kenny at the number 2, based on record and points forced.
Okay.
But I would put Mick's team at the top. Mick is number 1, the WNBA Smugglers, which is a great name, given current events.
Great.
So
we won't repeat his last year's name, but that one was pretty good too. I don't know if you remember it.
not off the top of my head, but I can look into the historical record.
Real quick, just text it.
Yeah, but the reason why I'm putting Mick's team at number 1, he has the best record.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the highest points force, but he's got Lamar Jackson. Joe Mixon's coming online. A.J. Dillon has proven to be at least a flex. He's got him. DeAndre Swift is in reserve. He's been out.
Yeah.
So once he's back, that Lions offense is sensational this year.
I love seeing him do well.
Yep, Cortland Sutton's coming online. A.J. Brown. He's getting hot at the right time, and he's 4-0. I mean, Tyler Lockett's looking pretty decent as well.
Well, shit, Seahawks are looking better than everyone anticipated.
Yep. I mean, I don't know why he's holding Tua Tagovailoa on his IR. He should just drop him out.
He's seeing 9 wide receivers out there right now. So
exactly. Dude, did you watch that game?
Yeah, it was scary.
Yeah, that was terrifying.
So,
when his fingers went like this.
That was so. I didn't know how to gauge that really, if I'm being honest, because it looked very bad, like very bad. I don't want to belittle it by any means. You've also, and I'm sure you've seen plenty of MMA, UFC, whatever. You do see people kind of when they're knocked out, their body just kind of freezes up, and they don't know. So I didn't know if it was a neurological response that was happening right then and there, or if he was just out cold for a split second. The way that his fingers was wild. It was the fact that they showed it more than once was incredible to me. I'm you have 8-year-olds watching this.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
and it's like Amazon Prime is literally just like showing it over like 30 times in the face. So
Yeah, I mean, the only way I can think
terrifying.
about it is when you get hit, your fist closed, right?
True. True.
If you're knocked out and you're out, like your body is a little tense, but generally loose. Like your hands are open, or
True.
the fist. But
the fingers going like sideways. It's like
his brain was
literally
controlling his whole body and then being frozen.
Yeah.
And that's why you got the fingers like that. Yeah, it's scary, man.
Yeah, and actually, I think someone said it in our league or someone to me, but it made feeling watching the rest of the game like ominous. Like
really, what else is going to happen?
Yeah, it was like a really weird, very weird like vibe for the rest of the game. So, not that he'll ever see this, but Tua, I hope you're doing well.
Sincerely.
Yeah, like genuinely, actually. But take him off your bench. That was actually, if you look at the text message that I sent you, I'm not going to say it, but that was his teammate last year.
Oh,
yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't mention that. I mean, I like it.
Yeah.
The names are good.
The names are good. We might have to get a like best team name of like the year award or something.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I am looking into getting that trophy set up too. So we're gonna have one, which is exciting. Also, real quick, we'll make the rest of it, but I'm going to let you know, you're actually the first one to know besides my brothers. Next year for the draft, as long as the logistics work out for everyone, we are going to do it around the same time. So like September, late August, we're going to do a golf outing.
Okay.
So we're going to get everyone who can come. Jonah and Mike, you have plenty of time to figure out flights. We're going to probably do it around like Springfield or like Paxton Hollow golf courses. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a scramble. So it's going to be, if we get all 12 people, it'll be 3 teams of 4.
Yep.
Winning team, like out of the scramble, gets to decide the divisions, like who's in what division. And then on a specific par 3 to be determined, we are going to do closest to pin for drafting rights.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So it's not necessarily if you're closest, you're number 1. It's if you're closest, you get to pick where you're drafting. And then so on and so forth, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
So, and then the way that goes afterwards, there's this bar at Springfield. It's called Tavola. We could do like a big board draft right after the golf outing. Like right then and there, have drinks with everyone and just chill, have the draft, and then we're going home.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. That sounds like a fucking dope time.
So it should be a good time. We'll make sure it works for everyone. But that's breaking news. If you guys watch this, I know only 4 people do. So.
What's the golf course's name? Or the bar's name?
It's called Tavola. So that's at Springfield. Springfield Golf Club. That would be Tavola. Pretty good spot. It would be able to like private. Like we would be able to have our own little spot. Very cool.
Yeah. 2 is Tavolas.
2 is Tavolas.
Yeah. Fantasy team name right there.
That is a pretty good one actually. Fuck. Yeah. So that's what we plan on doing. But so we have to actually get golfing. I know we've been trying to do that.
Yeah, we'll hit.
We get some cuts in.
Yeah, you'll see the lefty swing.
Yeah, but maybe some righty swings too.
Yep.
But all right, moving forward. Kind of sidetracked there. Next topic, dude. Let's make this quick, but let's make it meaningful. The birds.
Go fucking birds.
Go birds.
Go fucking birds.
I don't know how else to say.
That's all we have to say,
dude. They look so good, and they do this every year where they get our hopes up. But like. The offensive line is awesome. The defensive line is great. Even when there's injuries in place, Jalen Hurts, everyone's, he doesn't have an accurate arm. He's throwing at one of the highest clips in the entire National Football League.
Yeah, and he still has things to improve on. But his improvement is insane.
What is this, second year? Second year?
Third year.
Third year. Like,
second as a full-time starter.
Yeah, second as starter. I think that's what it is. If he didn't have anything to improve upon, like if he was at his best, I'd be worried.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
agree.
Like, this is what he's doing with those flaws in his game.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, it really goes to show you what like AJ Brown means when he comes onto the field. You know, getting that true number 1 wide receiver opens everything up. And you know, Devonta Smith has been a little hot and cold this season, but when he's hot, holy shit!
Dude, you can throw that just in like a 10-yard radius.
Yeah. Quez Watkins is showing up. Miles Sanders all of a sudden is running the ball well. I think in Tennessee, that's why it took so long for Derrick Henry to get started. Because without A.J. Brown on the field, everyone's just playing short. short defense.
True, man.
Yeah. It might be the same thing with Sanders we're seeing.
So then, I mean, yeah, when you spread the ball around like that from a throwing game standpoint, like it only opens up the running game.
Yeah.
Granted, I do think that they utilize Miles Sanders a lot better. It's going to be a heavy pass offense in the regards of like when you need to go get a touchdown or something like that. It has to be because Jalen Hurts hasn't shown that inaccuracy that everyone's worried about. But people forget. I'm pretty sure. Don't fact check me. That we were the #1 running team, like in the NFL for the last. I don't even think just last year, in 2 years. So,
potentially too, definitely last.
So like the fact that
it might have been the Saints 2 years
even
ago.
though like we flash like everyone with our talent at the wide receiver with AJ Brown, even like Dallas Goedert at tight end, but like Devontae Smith, they forget how good our runners are. So like, when you put a Miles Sanders back there, like, and you just caught 4 passes for 40 yards down the field, they're gonna go, oh shit, like let's make sure that doesn't happen again. So then it opens up for a 30-yard run for him.
Absolutely.
I love everything I'm seeing from them. I think we have the best offensive line. We are a little injury prone, but I feel like the guys have been stepping up that have been put into that position to step
Absolutely.
up. But I do want to know now, and this is emotional based for sure, just being as passionate Birds fans as we are.
Yep.
What do you see the rest of the season playing out to be? Like, if you had to put a record.
So, I mean, I think we're definitely going to lose a game. I'm not sure when we're going to lose, though. Looking at the rest of the schedule. Yeah. We might end up. We might end up with like 3 or 4 losses at the end of the season, and those are if those 3 or 4 losses come against the better teams in our schedule, that's something to worry about because anyone can beat up the nerd on this schoolyard.
Yeah.
And that's what we've been doing so far this season. The Jaguars were just a jacked nerd, and they brought knuckle busters because of the rain and everything.
And we did beat Minnesota, but it was Kirk Cousins on a Monday Night Football game.
Exactly. I mean, you look at those odds, you're always betting. But yeah, no. I mean, who else is in our schedule that can really go toe to toe with us this season? I think we got Green Bay at a certain point.
Dude.
I'm not sleeping on them.
No, you can't. I mean, it's in our Rodgers.
Yeah,
you can't do that. But I hate saying it, but Dallas isn't looking too bad.
Yeah. I mean, as good as the Eagles are, the fact that fucking Cooper Rush is in Dallas, their O-line is decimated, and they're still figuring it out. Given also against super shitty teams,
without a doubt, and
they're not winning at the degree that we're winning.
They're not pelting and stomping on people. They're like getting by, kind of.
Yeah, but they're methodical.
It is, man.
They're playing good football.
That's what it is. Good football.
As much I want to fucking vomit saying that. Yeah. Jeez, it's almost as bad as drafting Dak Prescott, him getting injured, and having to pick up Carson Wentz off the waiver wire. There's words coming out on that.
Imagine having to go through something like that.
Yeah, I would have chopped off my toes or something. I had no fucking idea.
Maybe 1 testicle.
Yeah, maybe.
But dude, it's been crazy so far, man. It's been a crazy. If you look at it, it's been a crazy fantasy football league. Like, the top producers aren't the top producers. The people.
So much turnover.
It's so wild, where all the points are coming from. I do want to hear out. So did you get a bet? I actually don't have a bet, but I can look.
Yeah, actually, I have 2 for you.
Okay, then if you don't mind, just telling me and telling the.
Yeah, of course. So. First, I guess, Thursday night game. It's a shitty Thursday night game. I don't know if you checked out some of the odds on that Thursday night game. Just look at anytime touchdown, for example. Vegas has no fucking idea what is going to happen.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Look at the anytime touchdowns. How many are just between plus 100 and plus 200?
They all are actually.
Yeah.
No, they actually are.
None are at a minus.
Yeah.
Exactly. None are favorites. So they don't know what's going on there. You have the Colts going up against the Broncos, which they're 2 bad teams. It could easily go under what they're saying, which I think is 40.5, 42.5.
42.5.
Or Denver can start torching the Colts. You don't know what's going to happen there.
Okay.
But if I were to bet on this game, which I probably won't, I did come up with a good one.
Go through something.
And that good one, I'm going to throw something. It's a free $10 win. It's a free $10 bet. Yeah, so I'm not betting. Vegas.
Exactly. It's not my pocket.
Anyway, 3 legs, same game parlay. This gets you plus 1475. So
Okay. Yeah.
pretty good odds. You're taking Matt Ryan under 230.5 yards. I don't think he's going over that.
Okay.
You take a Mo Alley-Cox anytime touchdown or Mo Alley-Cox over 20.5 yards.
I like that a lot. I actually am a big fan of him. I was on to him last year. I actually picked him off waivers later on in the year. He is just a big body target. So when you throw, when you're anywhere from 20, 15 yards out, that's just you throw the ball up and he goes catch it.
Yeah.
So I actually really like.
And their last game, he was the only semblance of offense.
Yeah, he was the only one who put up a touchdown.
Yeah.
What is that? What it was?
I think he had 2 touchdowns.
Was that what's okay? So
something like that.
What were those odds?
So combined, it is plus 1,475.
I love that. Oh, I love that actually. I'll throw something on that.
It's worth $10.
Yeah, I'll throw something.
Yeah, it's worth it.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
And then so just I'm gonna piggyback off you. I didn't really, like I said, give any looks, but just looking at it, Thursday night football usually bet the under because it usually doesn't ever hit the over. I forget the statistic, but it's staggering. So, like you said, 2 really bad teams, 42.5 points. It's not too many points, but it is kind of higher for Thursday night. If I had to bet this week, I would bet the under on that game. Under 42.5. Instead of a 3-leg parlay, I would probably just put more weight on a single bet.
How much would you put down on that? In comparison to the 3-leg parlay, what's the multiplier there?
Yeah, so let's say I put 1 unit on the same game parlay, I would put 4 on a straight hit.
Okay.
So whatever your metric is, it'd be $1,000, $100, $10, $5, it don't matter. Whatever that unit exemplifies, I guess. That's I would multiply by 4 for straight bets. That's my theology, I guess.
Do you think taking the under is 1/4 the risk of the parlay? That 3-legger I threw out?
No. On that particular one, no. But from my own due diligence, and I'm just scanning right now, that sounds good.
Yeah.
That's all. That's literally all I'm going off of, and the fact that they're trash with it being a short week, with it being Jonathan Taylor out. I think the main thing that you would be looking at would probably be the over/under the passing yards of Matt Ryan. I think there's going to be an emphasis on throwing only because Jonathan Taylor's out. That's the only thing. So I really like the touchdown, 20.5 yards. That's nothing. I really like that for Mo Alley-Cox. I think he actually does get the 230. You went under, right?
I did go under.
Yeah, that's what I think. No, sorry, I worded that wrong, but I do think you'll hit that.
Okay.
But I do think it might get up there and close. I think it's
going to be close.
I actually really like that bet. I'm not even kidding.
Personally, I hate taking unders just for that reason.
Same.
I'd rather root you over the entire fucking minute instead of just sitting there shitting your pants.
It's the whole time. It's please, and then all of a sudden you never want to say, get hurt.
Yeah, exactly. It's that's the only option now.
Just get hurt. They got maybe an ankle sprain. Come back next week.
Yeah, if it's between me and this $100, you can get hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I think you said let's round this out with. I think you said you have.
Yeah, I have a bet for the weekend too, just because Thursday is so fucking hard to bet on.
Yeah,
these 2 shit teams.
I agree.
I mean, Russell Wilson fucking sucks this year, man.
It looks like a shell.
Yeah.
It looks like a shell of his former self.
Yeah, he's cringy as fuck. Have you seen the shit flying around on Instagram?
Did you see where he tried to act like Hood, where he was talking
Yeah.
I don't even know how to watch the video. If you type in Russell Wilson cringy video, I guarantee you it's the first one.
Yeah, part of me hopes he's really just trying to have fun with it, like Aaron Rodgers is.
That would be
poking the bear.
That would be beautiful.
But I don't think that's it.
I don't either.
I
It seems too authentically him.
Yeah, he's too gooperish.
Yeah. Great quarterback though.
Oh yeah,
great. Well, not right now, but career-wise, great.
Yeah,
great.
Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah, without a doubt.
So the bet for the weekend. This is a 3-leg parlay over. Fuck. I didn't screenshot the odds. But it's over 3 different games. Okay. So player bets aren't out yet, but I'm taking over 40.5. So that is the New York Giants, the Green Bay Packers.
Okay.
I'm taking the Saints minus 5.5
Okay.
versus Seahawks, and I'm taking 45.5 Lions and New England Patriots. So that's the over.
So that'll get you plus 564.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I put that in, and then I started rethinking it a bit. Right.
Okay.
The Seattle Seahawks turned the fuck
God damn it. I don't know how to rate them, man. I have no idea.
So punch this into the calculator. If you remove the Saints minus 5.5, and you put in the Seattle Seahawks straight money line bet.
Straight at plus 194.
Yep.
Okay. That'll get you at plus 931.
I think that's possible.
You think outright? So you went from Saints covering almost 6 points to possibility of Seahawks.
I don't know. What do you think about the Saints this season?
So when your quarterback has like 3 cracked ribs, Alvin Kamara not producing that is a normal clip. I don't got a lot of faith in him.
Yeah, your rookie wide receiver Olave is the highlight.
And don't get me wrong, he's nice, but like you don't put you don't put all your stock in a rookie. And you just never do that. So, but do you put all your stock in Geno?
I mean,
he looks good. I'm not gonna lie about that. He looks good.
Let's call the two
but
teams.
He is Geno.
Let's call it quarterback neutral between the two teams.
All right, so it's a wash.
Yeah.
All right.
The Seahawks, I think, have more talent that's performing right now. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett.
DK.
Yeah. Disley, like their tight end shows up. Yeah. Their corral of fucking running backs are all starting to go.
Sure.
Defense, I mean, they played the Lions. The Lions put up points against everyone somehow.
Yeah, the way you're painting it, man, like I actually, for an additional 400 points in a parlay, I kind of like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate admitting that.
Yeah.
But like, for an extra 400, so saying no one needs to get into anyone's pockets here, between a straight bet and a parlay, like do you, like units wise, like what would you normally put on like a straight outright winner versus that of a same game parlay?
So I rarely do straight outright.
Okay, so
I always go for a parlay.
Low risk, high reward.
The one thing being, how many variables are in a fucking football game?
Wild, like weather, injuries, line, short week, long week.
So when you're thinking through like a game script, for example, you're putting together a bunch of variables and you're determining an outcome. I always feel like when you're picking one team or the other, it's not a straight 50-50 bet. Anything can happen, it can go off the plan. So I think it's way easier to just break it down a little bit, focus on, multiple game parlays if you want to go multiple games, but preferably player prop bets because you can think through that a lot more clearly. And you eliminate a lot of other variables. Is it higher risk? Technically, yes, but the way I think through bets, I think everything
literally shows a risk, right? Like it's like you're not at plus 900, you're not supposed to win.
Exactly.
But you hit a moneymaker, dude. Like you hit a
I hit a few this season.
The one I'm like talking in regards to, like you threw out like $25 and you won 1,000 or something.
No, it was a Bills parlay. I put up 65. I got like
you made
1.1K.
Yeah, you made a dude.
I made a grand off that.
Is that spent already?
Yeah, because I've been going to so many weddings and shit like that. So my weddings are covered, which is nuts. Yeah. So no money out of the bank. I'll take that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I hit a few other bangers for like 150, 250. I got another one for 500, so that was good.
Fuck yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was an 11-legger.
Love that.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yep.
So some technical difficulties, but yeah, man, like we'll finish that one up. Like I said, I actually really like that bet. I probably like the Thursday night bet more. I think that's better, safe between the two, but that's what I would go. We are running low on time, so I just want to say thanks again, brother. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Time. Any last things you want to say to the league before we get going?
Let's see. How do you shit talk when you're 0-4?
It's a tough question.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of you I can't shit talk on, but one thing I will say, Chris Burke, it's either you and me for Sacco, and it ain't gonna be me. It's gonna be you. Jonathan Taylor's coming back. I might end this season with 10 fucking losses, but you're gonna have more than me, buddy.
All right, brother. Again, man, thank you so much. This was a hell of a time.
Yep. No 2-time champ? Nah, no 3-time champ. You're still a 2-time champ, though.
Yeah, fuck him.